Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Mitch Hotch is here with us. Joel, we are down for the day, mostly red on the screen, but there is some green. A couple of narratives that I would paint today with. But before I give my overall thoughts, tell us how we're doing here.
We're down, but certainly not out. Couldn't come anywhere near that pre-market high of 36.52. In fact, stalled out at 36.3150, dipped under 3600, got right in the vicinity of an intraday low that we had. Where was that from? Tuesday's intraday low, and then by the dippers came in. Just hanging out 36.15 right now. Like you said, not a it's a bad day, but certainly not a horrible day based on how much gains we've had in this month of November. Crude, that's in the red by 24 cents at 45.29. OPEC really not coming up with anything. Gold in the red by $7.10 at 17.81. Silver bucking the trend. That's up 5.6 cents at 22.695. And new all-time high for Bitcoin futures. They're up $2,805 at 17,730. That's up 16%. And new all-time high from Bitcoin. Did we talk about the catalyst for that this morning? I cannot
I
remember.
I don't know if there really is. That's the thing with Bitcoin, right? Like, is there ever a catalyst for anything? Like, if it goes up or if it goes down, I don't know. There's ever a catalyst for this thing. I bought it on Friday. I don't remember when. I'm not going to check, but sometime on Friday afternoon, probably around, I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock Eastern time. But what a reversal! Because you sold off after the holiday and then boom.
I thought I saw that Scott Bernard, respected Wall Street. I don't know if he's an analyst I think he's the head of Guggenheim. And I think he mentioned something about his firm going into the GBTC, getting some exposure. I know Michael Sonnenschein was on CNBC this
And,
morning
and
during our
that could
show.
always be a catalyst if you get the CNBC hype, that could always be a catalyst. Although,
Yes, but it
here's
was up before that. It
yeah,
was up
right,
before that.
right, right.
So, and I think Barron's over the weekend too, more of like a validation that some of the big money is looking at Bitcoin as an asset. Late to us, late to pre-market prep. I stuck with Bitcoin, mentioning that along with the gold and silver and crude futures through the thick and thin. So late to those media outlets, new all-time high on good volume today too for Bitcoin.
All right.
Chris Brown, why did CMN get a haircut today? Come on, Chris. Tell them why, Spencer.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Why did Salesforce.com get a haircut today?
So I don't know how long this has been going on for, at least a couple years. They didn't always do this, but what's been happening for the past few years is when a company is rumored to buy another company, in the short term, the market, for whatever reason, will decide to punish the company doing the acquiring.
Correct.
Why? I don't really know. And very often you see these moves reverse, after a few days or even a couple of weeks. But in the short term, when, especially in the Salesforce Slack deal, where it's not even official yet, it's been reported for a couple of days. I guess David Faber from CNBC said it could happen as soon as tomorrow, but nothing is official yet. So we're in this little weird no man's land area, and very often, so you'll see Slack is trading up on the headline, and Salesforce is trading down on the headline. Very,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
often these moves do change, but at least for now, that's how it is, and that's the way the market reacts to M&A deals. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is.
Historically, Spencer, that had been the way that the acquirer reacts, and I'm talking going back like for a long time, and it's just because they're using cash, where they could be deploying it more into, you know,
Because they're not raising their dividend. They're using their cash for something other than a buyback or a dividend.
The CRM has a dividend, do they?
I don't know. But
Yeah,
the point is they're using their cash
exactly.
instead of buying a company instead of, but I mean, that's not an indictment. Like Slack trending down is not an indictment on the legitimacy or the strength of buying Slack, right? It's just that's the way the street reacts to these deals.
Well, you also might have some fundamental investors. They're saying, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, what evaluation, are you paying for this company?" And so they're like, "Hey, I've been in, it's been a nice run. The fundamentals have changed. I'm out. I'm out." And, I don't think that's, that I mean, the stock has been in a tremendous uptrend, tremendous returns. It's a drain, but certainly the long-term trend is not broken here. It's still been a great stock. 230 would be a great. I mean, that it gapped up off earnings, I believe, in August, and that's the area. So down but not out. 270 major resistance, and a lower risk buy. Or if you're buying at this level, you're picking a bottom. I think you got to risk down to at least 230, and then work getting to boost. We don't have a price. I was talking about on Wednesday and Friday. If you're buying it at 40, which a lot of people were, is there more meat on the bone? But, here's the thing, how much more of a premium are they going to pay to the 13 points that was just baked into this? So we'll see. David Faber reporting a deal coming soon, and we'll see what price it comes in at.
I just like these M&A deals, like the reactions to these deals are like very often not they do not foreshadow longer term moves. Like I have no data to back this up, but I just feel like more often than not, like whatever the long term trend was before the deal, it resumes that trend,
Yes.
whether or not the stock went up or down. And I think about like the one I always go back to is when Walmart got hit hard the day that Amazon bought Whole Foods, and that was such a buying opportunity for Walmart. That was in June or July of 2017, and Walmart got smacked on that day.
It did. And also Kroger got hit that day
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I can remember that. And then Kroger had earnings after that. So and just for a little bit of a reference point, let's check out Walgreens Boots Alliance, right? That took a couple days for the dust to settle, right? After the big gap down. Found a couple lows in the same area at 37, getting a little of a bit of a bounce there in
yeah.
WBA. CVS, let's see if that chart did the same. Yep, almost identical, boy. Look at that.
No.
Couple more days to stop going down, then it turned. Something's going on here, though. It's 68, folks. The Bulls and the Bears are making their mind up here at CVS. Tight ranges over the last couple days. So see if it got some momentum to distance itself here from that recent low of the move, which was how low did we get on that? 65.82. So there's a look at the Amazon effect on some other stocks.
So yeah, very often than not, M&A moves are short-lived, and stocks go back to the trend they're in. Can we talk about Nikola here for a second, because this one was the story of the day for like a high? Maybe it is, but for a hot second, it was all we could talk about. Did it open at the high of the day?
Good question here. Boy, oh boy.
What was the open? The open was
Open was 22.11, jammed it to 23, and then down
right.
to 2016. Boy, oh boy. You just gotta pay it. If you're a headline trader, you gotta make sure you read all the headlines. We were looking through it. We're like, what the hell? I mean, an memo of understanding
Yeah.
can mean a lot of different things, and not good. I mean, it's I don't know if you're going to get this back that in the low of the move. Where's the low of the? I don't know if you wanted it the low of the move. That was 16.15. But the catalyst, what's the catalyst now for Nikola? Right?
I don't. The catalyst is they have to have a truck come off the assembly line. That's
Yeah, yep. And then they have a lockup period here. Boy, spoos are they're getting a little chippy here. In the final 10 minutes, we were just kissing 36.20 back at 36.15. So a little bit choppy here going into the 4 p.m. close.
all right. Also, it's the afternoon show. That means we have to talk EVs by law. It's in the rules. The Hindenburg short seller came out today negative on KNDI. So you're seeing some sympathy movement in all those, not all, but a lot of these EV names, especially the ones in Asia, KNDI, XPEV, LI, NEO, even some other, US based names like Fisker and Lordstown Motors and Workhorse and Hyliion. So just, this is what happens in high flying trades like this and shiny object trades, and they go up quickly, they go down quickly. So that's what's happening today.
Yeah, I mean, these are right for the short sellers, right? I mean, come on. I mean, they've had these moves and especially they caught candy just right.
They could end up being right for the wrong reasons, right? Like, because these are, I think everyone is agreeing, and most people are probably in agreement that these things have come way too far, way too fast. Doesn't mean they can't go up, indefinitely for the future, but you're picking on a stock that is, some would say is in a bubble, right? Then if it comes back down to earth, you can say, "Oh, look, I was right." But
well, you caught people too because you had that run up, almost into the 17 handle, backed off a couple days, looked like, hey, we're going to hold 14 here, 13 and change, and then boom, they caught it. So for those short sellers, I think a lot has to do with with the timing and the price action before. And boy, knocking the wind out. But Candy's the one that it went after directly. And I don't know where this thing's going to stop. And we mentioned, and also like the bad news for Nikola. This is tough sector. I mean, you really want to sell these things when they're going up, but like when you're going up, you could have sold it at 12 and regretted it, or 14 or regretted it, or 16 and regretted it. And then boom, here you are back under $10, trading at the lows of the session, 981.
All right. How nervous are traders heading into the Zoom earnings report? We discussed this on the show this morning. It's not the only, but it is the biggest earnings report for the day.
It is. Oh boy, look at that. Let me see. Let me see if I can get the exact numbers here, because I was messing around with the 50% retracement and I didn't do the exact numbers. Let's see. It went from let's see. Let's just call it 589, and then you got down, let's call it 366, a 223 point break divided by 2, giving you guys all my math tricks here, plus 366, 477 and a half. And let's see, how high did it get today? The high in today's session is, survey says, got higher than that, 486.83. We also talked about this gap fill here. I believe that was on Vaccine Monday. It filled that by more than 4 points. So, man, textbook technical trading there. Have no idea how it's going to trade after the report. If you're bearish, you're going to say, hey, you had your 220-point break. You had your 50% retracement, and you're going to be down another 220. If the long-term trend is changed here. In Zoom had earnings after the close today, correct?
Yep. Pretty much I recant my statement. Pretty much the only report of note after the close today.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it.
Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, there are some more names, but for today, it's really just Zoom. After the really quiet on the earnings front. All right, let's go to the chat here. My computer's being a bit slow, so I don't have like the chat's lagging for me. But can we look at Apple? Actually, basically the Qs are up, or the Qs are flat for the day, and they have Apple to thank for that, because Apple's up and everything else is down.
Yeah, and we're not really seeing any relevant news on it, right?
Well, there is an upgrade this morning.
Okay. Well, they ran the Bulls took that and ran with it. I mean, your major resistance is at 125, but you had all these pesky highs over 120, including today when it got to 120.97, backing off a little bit. But let's see, back under 122. Little bit of a trading range here, folks. I don't know if you're going to have the gas to get up to that 125, but that 120 area. It's going back pretty much for the month of November, almost a month. It almost made a monthly high. Today's the last day of the month. That monthly high was 121.99. We got to 120.97. So they ran with the upgrade on that one.
Let's look at Marvel Technologies, MRVL.
MRVL. Weren't they being courted by somebody, or did I? No, maybe
No,
not.
I don't think you imagined that. I think, yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar, like a year ago.
New all-time high, up $1.54. Pierced through that 45 level, now pushing into the 46 handle. So move your stop up maybe to that low from today and let it ride. It did get up to this area a few months ago and wasn't able to hold on. Maybe this time's different for Marvel Tech Group.
What else here? Going to the chat. Okay, Palantir. This is another high flyer. I feel like I saw 1,000 threads on Reddit about Palantir over the weekend. PLTR.
Yep.
I've not looked at it today. I'm assuming it's down. Is that right?
It is down. It's down 73 cents. Folks, let's see who has a good memory. What did I say would be important in Palantir for today?
Gosh. Oh, you're killing me here. Well, seeing as
come on, let's see someone in the chat. PJ Williams.
All right, I'm not.
I gave a specific level.
Yeah,
a specific number.
If I had a chart in front of me, but again,
you don't.
Like a computer here. I could probably find it, but
okay. When I talk,
some people are saying 24, 28.
No, y'all wrong. Y'all going to
27. I don't know.
You guys don't listen. No one listens.
People listen, Joel.
No one listens. I don't even know why I do this. You guys don't listen.
What was the number? I'm sorry.
Okay, well, it got
26. 26.
You're guessing now.
No, I'm reading from the chat. I'm reading things.
No.
I'm reading from people. I'm not guessing.
You know what? I mean, if you guys aren't going to pay attention to what I say, then I'm not even going to tell you what.
Daniel Wu says 20.
Who said that?
Daniel Wu. 20. No. Okay. Moving. If you're not going to tell, are you going to tell us or no? Just tell us.
Okay. I'm going to make you guess. When stocks make a new all-time high, and they have all-time highs, all-time lows, what else is an important number? When we're talking in terms of all-time.
The IPO price.
No, man, I am spoon-feeding you on this, Spencer. We're going to stay here now. You guys are going to stay after school here until we get this right. What do I talk about when stocks are making new all-time highs? There you go. Jack Douglas, the all-time closing high. The all-time closing high on Wednesday, well, we didn't know it was on Wednesday, was 29.05, right? It got up to 33.50 just in that crazy buying on Friday, and then it got citroned, and it closed below that. Now, I know it went through it by $1 to 30.15, but if you were focusing on that all-time closing price as a potential exit or a potential day trade, oh my gosh, we just jumped 7-8 points there.
Yeah, I'm watching that happen right now.
Yeah. Wow. Right.
End of the month, Joel. End of the month
buying. So, anyways,
okay. All-time closing. Yeah, that's right. Closing highs are super important.
Yes. So, and it did go through it by $1. It went a little over $1 today. Went through it by $1.10. But if you were, that's what the big boys from Martin, that's what they think. They don't think about that 33.50. That 33.50 had hit. That was like euphoria. I don't know what was going on Friday morning when they jacked that thing up to 33.50. And then,
So the Wednesday close of what's that? $29.
yeah, 29.05.
Okay.
Yep. And that's going to be a good number moving forward tomorrow. So, boy, oh boy, what a great end of the month. We ended up only down 9.25. The Bulls loading up here for Jack. I don't know what that is. He said, Joel said my name. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad. What is that little
I don't know.
emoji there? I don't know. That's a new one on me. But anyways, a lot of buying into the close there, folks. End of the month. Perhaps preparing for the December Santa Claus rally.
Okay, as we wrap up here, as soon as we get off, we're going to be airing a highlight show here on our YouTube channel of a couple of picks from Jason Raznick, so stay tuned for that. I want to remind you all that all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a good rest of your day. We will see you, as crazy as the sounds, can't believe I'm saying it, we'll see you in December. We're almost through. We almost get to the end of this year. Can you believe it?
What could happen next?
I don't know. We'll see you guys tomorrow.